Naming a teen suspect in a school stabbing case is a serious legal and ethical issue that can have negative consequences for the rights and privacy of both the accused and the victim. In this section, we will explore why this is the case and what are the possible implications of such an action. First of all, naming a teen suspect in a school stabbing case violates the publication ban provisions of the Youth Criminal Justice Act, YCJA, which is a federal law that governs how young people are treated in the criminal justice system in Canada. The YCJA prohibits anyone from publishing the name or any other identifying information of a youth who is charged with or convicted of a criminal offense, unless they are given an adult sentence or the court lifts the ban. The purpose of this law is to protect the privacy and rehabilitation of young offenders, who are considered to have a greater potential for change and reintegration into society than adults. The YCJA also recognizes that young people have special rights and needs under the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child, which Canada has ratified. Secondly, naming a teen suspect in a school stabbing case can harm their reputation and future prospects, as well as expose them to public scrutiny and stigma. Even if they are later found not guilty or their charges are dropped, their name and image may remain online or in the media, creating a permanent record of their involvement in a violent crime. This can affect their ability to find employment, education, housing, or social support, as well as their mental health and well-being. Moreover, naming a teen suspect in a school stabbing case can also endanger their safety and security, as they may become targets of harassment, threats, or retaliation from other students, parents, or members of the community. Thirdly, naming a teen suspect in a school stabbing case can also infringe on the rights and privacy of the victim and their family. The victim may not want their name or details of their injury to be made public, especially if they are still recovering physically or emotionally from the trauma. They may also fear being identified as associated with the suspect or being blamed for provoking the attack. Additionally, naming a teen suspect in a school stabbing case can interfere with the integrity and fairness of the legal process, as it may influence the opinions and decisions of potential witnesses, jurors, judges, or lawyers involved in the case. In conclusion, naming a teen suspect in a school stabbing case is not only illegal under the YCJA, but also unethical and harmful for both the accused and the victim. It violates their rights and privacy, damages their reputation and future prospects, jeopardizes their safety and security, and undermines the justice system. Therefore, anyone who is aware of such information should refrain from sharing it online or in any other way, and respect the publication ban imposed by the law. A school stabbing is a traumatic event that can have lasting effects on the students, staff, and families involved. It can also impact the whole school and the surrounding community. How can we cope with the trauma and violence of a school stabbing, and what are some resources and support available for us? First, we need to understand what trauma is and how it affects us. Trauma is a response to an event that overwhelms our ability to cope. It can cause physical, emotional, cognitive, and behavioral changes. Some common signs of trauma are feeling numb, detached, or disconnected, having nightmares, flashbacks, or intrusive memories, being easily startled, jumpy, or on edge, avoiding reminders of the event or losing interest in activities, feeling angry, irritable, guilty, or ashamed, having trouble concentrating, remembering, or making decisions, feeling sad, hopeless, or depressed, having changes in appetite, sleep, or energy. Trauma can affect our learning and development as well. It can impair our attention, memory, executive functioning, and social skills. It can also interfere with our sense of safety, trust, and belonging. Second, we need to recognize that everyone reacts differently to trauma. There is no right or wrong way to feel or cope. Some people may need more time and support than others. Some people may want to talk about what happened, while others may prefer to keep it to themselves. Some people may find comfort in their faith, culture, or community, while others may seek professional help. Third, we need to know that there are things we can do to help ourselves and each other heal from trauma. Here are some tips. Seek support from people who care about you and understand what you are going through. You are not alone. Express your feelings in healthy ways. You can talk to someone you trust, write in a journal, draw a picture, or listen to music. Take care of your physical health. Try to eat well, get enough sleep, exercise regularly, and avoid alcohol and drugs. Engage in positive activities that bring you joy and meaning. You can read a book, play a game, watch a movie, or volunteer for a cause. Limit your exposure to media coverage of the event. It can trigger or worsen your distress. Seek professional help if you are struggling with your emotions or functioning. There is no shame in asking for help when you need it. Fourth, we need to be aware of the resources and support available for us in our school and community. Here are some examples. Our school has a crisis response team that includes counselors, social workers, psychologists, nurses, and administrators. They can provide emotional support, information, referrals, and follow-up services for students, staff, and families affected by the stabbing. Our school also has a trauma-informed approach that recognizes the impact of trauma on learning and behavior. Our teachers and staff are trained to create a safe and supportive environment for all students. They use strategies such as positive relationships, clear expectations, consistent routines, choice and control, and social-emotional learning. Our community has various organizations and agencies that offer trauma-related services such as counseling, therapy, support groups, crisis hotlines, and victim assistance programs. Some of these resources are listed below. The National Center for Healthy Safe Children has a child trauma toolkit that provides basic information about working with traumatized children in schools. The Resilient Educator has a collection of trauma-informed resources for managing stress at school. The National Center on Safe Supportive Learning Environments has webinars and other materials on responding to trauma in K-12 schools. We hope this section has helped you understand how to cope with the trauma and violence of a school stabbing, and what are some resources and support available for you. Remember that you are not alone, and that healing is possible with time and help.